Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your April reading. Yes, it's the middle of April. I'm aware. I appreciate your patience. I had to have some mouth work done. I had some surgery on my mouth a couple weeks ago. And it's still healing, but I feel a lot better than I did before. So that's why we're late. But I do appreciate your patience. And honestly, we're just going to get started because I feel like the messages for you guys, like the North Node is leaving Cancer. You know what I mean? And there's sort of this, as I say that, there's sort of this sigh of relief. Oh, yeah, for sure. There's definitely this sigh of relief coming from that general direction of I mean, for the last year and a half, you guys have been sort of forced into finding your purpose and creating boundaries so that you can live out your purpose. Okay, I feel like your entire reading just fell out, so we're going to go with it. We're doing things a little differently around here. Okay. So we have the Emperor, the World, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the King of Wands. And then over here, we have the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. This over here makes a lot of sense to me. And I feel like you're either dealing with an air sign or a fire sign, but one of these two people are you. I feel like you're more on the Queen of Swords, honestly, Cancer. I really do. I feel like you are, because you're focused and you are balancing yourself out and you're allowing yourself to do so, right? And you're doing it in a methodical and analytical way and not trying to overextend yourself. That's what these three cards over here are telling me that this Queen of Swords is doing. She's aligning herself. She's not hustling. She's aligning, right? Even if she knows that she has to have a certain amount of money at the end of the week and she's not sure if she's going to do it, she closes her eyes and she says, if I'm supposed to have this money at the end of the week, then I'll have it. If not, then I have to shift something in my life in order to create space in that area, right? If we're pushing and pushing and pushing in one area of our life constantly and it's never working out for us, you have to shift your perspective, right? So if you're dealing with an Aries energy right now, that Aries energy, I feel like it's sort of coming to an end. If it's not an Aries energy, then it's like a boss type. It's like somebody who's telling you what to do. They think that they're in charge of you, basically. I feel like there's a halt to that energy because, and maybe it's even society. Maybe it's society standards that are coming to a halt for you. The King of Wands is telling me that some of you are dealing with an Aries energy, and I want to say that either they're from the past and they show back up from the past for you, with the Six of Cups down here. And the Nine of Swords, it brings you a lot of anxiety. But I feel like you're shutting it down. And the reason why I feel like you're shutting it down is because you've created this peace and acceptance in your life over here. And you're like, I don't need this anymore. Like, this is not something that I signed up for. This is not something, like I let that go a long time ago. And so I feel like there's sort of two storylines that are happening in your life. Like there's this old energy that's trying to force, it's like a forceful thing that's trying to come back into your life and you're shutting it down. I have this bump in my ponytail on the top of my head and it's driving me crazy. And probably nobody recognized it until I said something, or noticed that it was even there until I said something. Stop. Watch. So, but I feel like over here, you're sort of like doing your own thing, or you're like creating your own life, and you're aligning to your purpose over here simultaneously while all this stuff is happening. Okay. And if it's not an Aries energy, it could be another fire sign too. It could be Leo or Sagittarius. And I feel like there's this anxiety of that kind of like forced push into it. Let's see. The Emperor. Okay, so it could be a Leo that is sort of like forceful about some things. Or it feels like this, like either the Aries or the Leo felt like they were in charge. This could also be you finding the strength to create your own business. Because a lot of times the Emperor is like the businessman or the businesswoman, whatever, the business person, the boss, the CEO, but it's also somebody who owns their own business. So this could be that in the second half of April, because really, to be quite honest, Cancer, there are like no fucks given anymore. Right? And so now you're creating your reality. Cycles are ending, right? So for some of you, this is a forceful situation. For others of you, you are creating what I want to call the quickening, like the fast moving energy. And some of the cycles that you have ended are the ones of you lying to yourself that you wouldn't be able to do it. That Two of Pentacles and Five of Swords. The Two of Pentacles and the Five of Swords is like the constant juggling of like, do I do this? Do I not do this? Do I do this? Do I not do this? And that cycle is like the doubt, right? The self-doubt. You're ending the cycle of self-doubt. Congratulations. And allowing yourself to push forward after all of that. There could be a lot of communication going on. The Eight of Wands is coming out quite a bit with the World because both of those actually represent the internet. And I've seen them in a lot of readings. But I feel like there are also messages. You could be the messenger for some people, or somebody could be the messenger for you, right? So the Page of Wands on the Eight of Wands, it might be that somebody wants to talk to you too. So it could be if this is an Aries or a Leo, they should, like from your past, especially if it's from your past with the Six of Cups. There could also be some karmic endings, some lies that are brought out. A lot of this stuff with Venus being in your 12th house, and it's going to be retrograde for, it's going to be in Gemini in your 12th house until August. And so there could be a lot of things that come to the surface about your past. But I feel like there's a lot of lessons within it that you're really learning, and you're like shutting it down, like you're closing off those lessons. You're not creating more from it. By the way, you can't really see the necklace that well, but I'm wearing a amethyst necklace. My roommate and one of my best friends, she's a graphic designer, and she makes, so this is a coffee tumbler, of course, but she also has little wine tumblers. She makes yard flags, she does graduation flags, and she's also doing jewelry. This jewelry is not available on her website yet. Her website will be in the description box below. Sorry, I'm cutting off in the middle of the reading, but it just brought my attention to it. But the jewelry is all going to be Reiki'd as well with my Reiki energy. Not my Reiki energy, sources. I'm sorry about that. That was a commercial. I'm so sorry. Anyway, okay. So, but we're going to get back to it. So if somebody from the past messaged you or came back into your life, I feel like you're shutting it down. We're going to see what the Six of Cups is. And this could be romantic. This could be a friendship. This could be anything. They see you as a soulmate. Whoever it is that showed back up from your past, they see you as a soulmate, or they see you as somebody that you've probably had many lifetimes with. It's like, I've known you forever kind of thing. And that's why. I feel like that's why they're coming back. It's almost as if they think That if they, that just because you guys are soulmates or just because you guys are from each other's past or something like that, that you belong together, right? And you can have, we have many soulmates in life. You don't belong to each, you know what, you're not supposed to be with every single one of them. That would be a lot of that would be a lot of polygamy happening, right? Um, but also I feel like you have this sort of this understanding that happens here. It's almost as if through this communication, or through this lesson that you learned about closing off the last cycle, you created a much smoother outcome, like a much smoother direction, a much smoother ride, a much smoother outcome. It's not, so the Six of Swords on the Nine of Swords, it's not so heavy anymore. You know, when you wake up one morning after you've I really want to say after you've been sick. So I don't know if some of you have been sick. If you have been, I hope you're feeling better. But you know, when you wake up after you've been sick and you haven't been able to breathe through your nose or anything like that, and you wake up and it's like, oh man, I can breathe. And it feels so freeing. You know what I mean? Like you feel so free because you can finally breathe again. Which is probably more relatable right now than it should be. That's what this feels like. It feels like that breath of fresh air. It feels like you're holding your breath underwater for so long and all of a sudden you lift up, right? And you can breathe again. And it's just, the breath is life. When we're holding our breath because we're waiting and waiting and hoping and wishing and something this and that, and we're so stressed out about it, and we're holding our breath, the energy doesn't flow through your body. The energy doesn't flow through your chakras. So the second you allow yourself to breathe, and that's why meditation is so important, because meditation is the breath. It is the breath of life, basically. You know what I mean? It's like, and when you allow yourself to breathe and breathe all through your chakras and do all of that, you can flow the direction you need to go in. You can be in this no fucks given place and state of mind, right? But it's not just about meditation, it's also about believing in yourself. And that is what the North Node has taught you. Now it's going into your 12th house. That's a whole different ballgame. Now you have to make sure that what you're doing is really what you believe in. It'll be nitpicked. It'll be nitpicked. I don't think you're really sure. I feel like this King of Wands, the person that might have come in, maybe this hasn't happened yet. Maybe this is something that's going to happen for some of you with the moon here. But maybe they're going to show up during the new moon, which is actually next week, or the next full moon, which will be the full moon in Scorpio. I do feel like with this Venus pre-shadow, it's very possible in your 12th house, in your the shadow side, basically, it's very possible for you to have people come back from your past and be like, I want to be with you. And when you're in a state of mind where you're just sitting here like, everything is going really well, and I actually don't want anything to come in and bother me. That's right when the test usually happens, because the universe is like, are things actually going really well? Do you really not want to be bothered? Let's see. And the universe doesn't do that to mess with you. I mean, some of us actually think that the universe does that to mess with us. Like, why does the universe hate me so much? It's not about the universe hating you. It's about the universe saying, are you ready? It's the universe is grooming you to make sure that you're ready. Are you ready? Really allow yourself to watch your words. I feel like you can make some people be a little diminished. Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. If you are a little bit, like, I love my Cancer friends because they will tell me exactly what I need to hear, exactly when I need to hear it, but it's not necessarily something that I may want to hear. Like, the way that they say, like, people say that Virgos are the harshest ones with advice. If you ever got advice from a Cancer when they were like on it, it can be a little bit biting. Like, it can hurt, it can sting, but the sting is supposed to help, right? So that's why I'm telling you guys to temper it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There are claws there for a reason. Okay. So the money's good. The money is good. I know, here's the thing, you guys, is avoiding the disasters, pretending they don't exist, you know. The Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Four of Cups. Money's coming in despite what's happening. I feel like you guys are a lot more peaceful right now. And I don't apologize for that. I've noticed that about myself, that I'm much more at peace than a lot of people are. I am not in this anxiety state of mind. I had my freak out moments. I will admit, I had my freak out moments. But when it comes down to it, I'm living my life the way that I'm supposed to be living my life. And the only thing that I can control is myself. And I know that if I control myself, the chances of me getting anything are very slim. You can't control anybody else, but you can control yourself. And when you get to that point, when you realize, okay, like the awareness is so heightened and you realize, all right, this is what I have to control. And it actually feels really good once you recognize that. But when you get to that point, the peace comes, right? No fucks given. I really wish that I could make that the title. I don't think I can, but I really wish that I could. But here's the thing. Allowing yourself is the biggest thing. Giving yourself permission to do that. Be at peace, right? So we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess knows everything, feels everything, sees everything, and she doesn't let everybody know, right? Be at peace. Allow yourself to keep the things to yourself. Like, you don't have to tell everyone everything that you're doing right now. Just do it. And then let them be really surprised. Okay? I love you guys, and I hope you're having a wonderful time. I hope you're having a wonderful time during a pandemic. Stop. I hope you guys are safe, and I hope you're doing well, and taking really good care of yourselves. I am not doing personal readings right now. If you would like to have a little bit more personal, in-depth energies, the memberships are open. You can be a member for as low as $6.99. You don't have to be a member. I'm not pushing that to you guys. I'm just letting you know that if you want to get a reading from me, the next best thing, the memberships. They're honestly being spoiled right now. Members are. So you get daily readings. You get all of the extras. You're getting every single one of the extras when you're a member. And you can starts off at $6.99. And there are 3 tiers. So go check that out if you would like to. No pressure. I know those who will want to join will. I love you. Have a wonderful rest of your month. Bye.